What does having healthy boundaries actually mean? How do you create healthy boundaries that work for you? And more importantly, how do you keep your boundaries strong when they get challenged by the guy you're dating? I bet you've heard this advice before. You need to have boundaries. Stick to your boundaries. You need healthy boundaries for a healthy relationship. And high self-worth means strong boundaries. In this video, I'll show you how to create healthy boundaries that will keep you safe and how to keep enforcing boundaries when a guy challenges them. So, let's check in with Jack and Sally, our favorite fictional couple. Right now, Jack and Sally have been dating for a few months. They are really having a good time together and are starting to move past the surface level of getting to know you conversations. Sally really likes Jack, but she's noticing some things that bother her, like just last week. Jack showed up late again for another date. He always seems to have a good excuse. This time, he ran late at work because of a big project. But he shows up late a lot, and Sally is getting more and more annoyed by it. But Sally is worried about saying something. If she tells him that she's not okay with him showing up late, what if he stops showing up at all? If she tells him he needs to call or text when he's late, what if he thinks she's being too pushy or too demanding or too picky and just ghosts her to get away from her? Will this come back to bite her down the line? She doesn't want to risk pushing Jack away. So what should she do? Sally decides she's going to say something. If she doesn't tell him how she feels, Jack will continue to show up late until the end of time anyway. So Sally has a conversation with him and tells him, look, I really like you, but I have a boundary called when you and I make plans, both of us need to show up on time. And if one of us can't make it on time, then we need to let the other one know. If you can't agree to my boundary, then I don't know if this relationship will work for me. And this is a really important place to be because having boundaries means nothing if you aren't willing to enforce those boundaries. Jack listens to what Sally says. He apologizes and agrees to do better in the future. Jack is almost never late anymore, but when he is, he calls Sally or sends her a text to let her know. Happily ever after achieved. But there are some Jacks out there in the world who won't agree to your boundaries or who will agree once but will keep breaking their word and your boundary as time goes on. You might have dated a Jack like this before, or you might even be dating him right now. Tell me in the comments how you feel when your guy shows up late again and again and again. So, what can you do if a guy doesn't agree to a boundary you want to set? Here's the thing. I know it can be scary to speak your mind and stand up for what you want, especially when you're doing it with someone who you have really strong feelings for. But let's look at the cost if you don't. If you have things that are important to you and you do not stand up for them, then the foundation of your relationship won't be solid going forward into the future. You deserve a wonderful relationship with someone who understands and respects you. You're a woman with high self-worth, and you need to live your life that way. And if you're getting value out of this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you say you aren't okay with something, whether it's showing up late, jokes about sensitive subjects, the way he is with his friends, trying to gaslight you about your worries, your standards, or pushing you on sex and intimacy, it's up to you to communicate and uphold your boundaries. If you set a boundary with your guy and he doesn't respect it, that's a big red flag. If he doesn't want to make the effort to respect your boundary, or at least be willing to work on it, then you're getting an important look into what his commitment to your relationship looks like now and in the future. He clearly wants things his way more than he wants a relationship with you. If you're dating someone like that, then it's way better to learn that sooner rather than later, when you're much more emotionally invested. Even if it sucks to break up after a few months, that's better for you than breaking up after a few years after you've finally had enough. While enforcing boundaries may not be the most fun thing you do, it is one of the most important things for creating a healthy relationship. And you deserve a partner who is worthy of you, who is willing to work on those things with you. If he is willing to respect your boundaries and work together on solutions, that's a really good sign. And you'll have a better foundation for a healthy relationship and a happy future together.